Well, despite the Prime Minister's views and today's vote, many people along the proposed route of HS2 are hoping the whole thing will end up being scrapped.
At the moment, they say it's blighting their lives and homes, effectively making them prisoners to the project because of the uncertainty. Keith Wilkinson reports.
It's regarded by many as one of the prettiest parts of Staffordshire, full of historic listed buildings. A bit of rural England that draws in thousands of visitors from around the world. And these people who live there want to keep it that way. They oppose HS2. The proposed high-speed line will cut through the golf course at Ingestry and will run close to the adjoining hamlet here. The objectors were watching with some anxiety today's vote in Parliament and hoping to see signs that politicians are losing interest in the multi-billion-pound project.
Well, it's basically going to change the area forever. It's currently a very rural, peaceful place, and it's going to heavily industrialise it during the construction and afterwards, with the numbers of trains and the noise and the general disruption that comes with running a massive railway through what is essentially a peaceful rural community. It could completely change the area.
The sheer cost, I just say, is a complete waste of money. When you've got Stafford Hospital that's lost all its services, you've got education with no money being spent on it, schools that can't be built. I think that money could be put a lot better to other uses.
Well, I think HS2 coming here is just going to destroy the whole village. The way it stands, the way it was, a beautiful little village, totally destroyed for Cameron's vanity project. Our concern at the moment is the way that government is playing political ping pong with people's lives. This is not just about Ingestry, this is not just about Marston, this is not just about Buckinghamshire, this is about the thick end of 500,000 people that are badly affected, and this government can't make up its mind, and these people are sitting in almost prisoner status, prisoners of HS2.
Well, the views of the Midlands residents who, in their words, will lose out from today's HS2 government outline approval.
Our political correspondent Bob Constantine has been following developments at Westminster and joins us now. So Bob, big talk of Tory rebellion today. What was the breakdown?
Well, not all that big as it happened, but we'll hear more about some of the tactical voting that's been going on in a minute. Let me just give you the figures. 350 for, 34 against. We think about 19 Conservative rebels, around about a dozen or so Labour and various others. So after all the talk of a sizable Conservative rebellion, not that much. But let's talk to one of those who did vote against the government today, the Conservative MP for North West Leicestershire, Andrew Bridgen. A bit of a fuss about nothing when it came to a rebellion.
No, it's a bigger rebellion than the original paving bill, and we move on now to the hybrid bill. There are lots of reasons why the rebellion was the size it was. The Whip's office have been working very hard and working their black arts, but most of the speakers today in the debate...
What black arts are they?
There's a lot of colleagues not present. There were 260 colleagues who either abstained or weren't present for a vote on the biggest infrastructure project this country's ever seen.
But it's a big symbolic victory for the government now, and the scheme can at least progress ahead to the next stage.
And some colleagues who are vehemently against HS2 have voted for it today to ensure that the compensation scheme can go ahead, and those blighted by this scheme can get the compensation they need.
Was there any sign, do you think, that Labour were mollifying their position today? Because it seemed to me that they were more supportive than they have been in the last few weeks.
Labour are still talking out of both sides of their mouth on this issue. They're saying now they're supportive. However, they've left themselves plenty of wriggle room to drop out of this project nearer to the general election and shunt the Conservatives into a political siding. There's no point to Labour without money to spend. There's no money to spend. I think they've got their eye on the 14 billion allocated to HS2 for other spending in the next Parliament.